everyone.
We are from St. Petersburg.
We are in our school museum, which is devoted to the siege of Leningrad.
There, visitors can hear the stories based on the diaries of students and teachers who lived in the besieged city. The museum is the link between the past and the present. Being here, we turn back to the period of the Great Patriotic War. September 1941. The German army surrounded the city of Leningrad and the siege of the city began.
The German plan was to besiege Leningrad and deliberately starve its 3 million civilians to death, forcing the city to surrender and then annihilate it entirely.
The siege lasted 872 days, nearly 2.5 years. No food came in, no fuel, no medicine.
By winter of 1941, the daily bread ration was just 125 grams. Bread was made not of the real flour, but of sawdust and edible glue. One piece of bread a day kept people alive.
The only link to the rest of the world was frozen Lake Ladoga. Trucks drove over the ice under enemy fire. It was dangerous.
But drivers risked everything to bring food in and take children and the wounded out. The road was called the Road of Life.
The pulse of the city was heard in the sound of the metronome. There was no electricity, no heating, no running water. In winter, the city life was completely frozen.
The cold killed Leningraders as cruelly as hunger. People burned furniture to stay warm and melted snow for water. They also took water from holes in the frozen river.
More than 1 million people died from starvation, cold and bombing. The dead were buried in mass graves because there was no strength to dig individual ones. But the city never surrendered.
In 1942, the composer Dmitri Shostakovich wrote his 7th symphony, the Leningrad Symphony. Musicians were so weak from hunger that they fainted during rehearsals. But the symphony was played, and the whole world heard it. Leningrad was alive. In 1944, the siege was finally broken. The Leningraders were exhausted, emaciated, but unbroken.
They had defended not just a city, they had defended human dignity. Today, St. Petersburg is a beautiful and peaceful city, but every person in the city remembers. Nobody is forgotten. Nothing is forgotten.
The siege of Leningrad is not just a fact from Russian history. It is a lesson for the whole world. People, when faced with impossible horror, can choose to survive and to remain human.